This portion of Local Lifestyles is sponsored by Home Envy.
Safety, accessibility is central to the work of Home Envy. Joe Farrell is back to weigh in on those topics. Hello, my dear, how are you?
I am doing good.
Well, we've talked about this over the years, and it's an important conversation to have about having people age at home and being safe and having accessibility to all the things you need.
Yes, and then that starts from the front of your house all the way through, and that's not always something that people think about with new builds. So the remodeling process is extremely important to keep people independent and in their home for longevity.
Well, I mean, to that talking point, if you are planning to build a home for yourself, what's your advice?
Yeah, call us. Call us and I can help walk you through that before you start. Even if you don't have us do anything with it, I would love to be able to take that time and explain to you what we're seeing and what we're hearing out in the field, you know, day in and day out as to what the hurdles are and why mom or dad can't stay in their house.
And that's been passion of yours for so long.
Always has been.
Letting people age in place.
Yes,
but
it's important.
It takes some things. So what about bathrooms? What about front doors? What about accessibility?
Yeah, I mean, all the way from your levers on your doors, you know, with arthritis, you know, kicking in, and as you age, you know, you don't have that grip, you don't have that strength. So if you can push or push up, you know, that starts with that, bringing your outlets up higher in your room so you're not bending over to plug things in. During, you know, the new build, starting with the larger doorways, because, you know, let's face it, we might need a mobility device somewhere down the road, and we just can't get them in some of the older homes until we widen, and then we're dealing with, you know, their electrical's in the way or there's plumbing in the way in order for us to do it, and these are things that you need to start in the beginning. Bathrooms, again, being able to have grab bar placement doesn't have to look like an institution. You know, they've got some really fancy things that are out there that, you know, are functional as well, and not just cosmetic.
Right, and you know, it's hard for people to admit they may be needing those handy little devices. So that's part of the conversation you have, with listening deeply to them.
And we're all one fall away from that. I mean, it really has nothing to do with age. You know, it's just an injury, a car accident, you know, a workman's comp claim. You know, this is what we do. And then going in over the holidays, it's going to be really important to see what mom and dad are dealing with. And if they are, you know, trying to stabilize themselves with their toilet paper holder, that's not safe. If it's you know, a robe hook, that's not safe. If they're grabbing onto their sliding glass doors in their shower, obviously that's not towel bars. Those things, well, if they're not anchored correctly, and most of them aren't, they're going to pull completely out of the wall on them, and then that's where most of the accidents are.
So for the folks who are watching today and they want to talk to you about where they are and where they'd like to be, how's that conversation start?
Sure, yeah, no, if you call us for an assessment, it's at no cost for you. I come into the home, or one of our team members will come to the house, and we assess it, you know, and we talk to you and find out where your hurdles are. A lot of it is pulling out those bathtubs and putting in walk-in showers with seats, and then again, the grab bar placement's really important. But we sit down and we have that candid conversation with you, and we give you something to work towards if you're not ready to do it now. Well,
and you have lots of choices. It's not, like you said, it doesn't have to look institutional.
No, it doesn't have to look institutional, and the product that's out there now, you know, it's something that's low maintenance. You know, you don't have to have that where you're on your hands and knees scrubbing the product that's in your bathroom. You know, this is something that we've got products that you just spray with Windex and you wipe it down and you go.
Sign me up.
Thank
you, Jody. Call Home Envy. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
This portion of Local Lifestyles is sponsored by Home Envy.